back in the hills. Had to have some sick time. So Charlie Kirk, huh? It seems to be the subject. And if you look real closely, if you have knowledge, all of the controlled opposition, all the shills, all the mouthpieces that tell you half-truths. It's all, you can all tell exactly who's what. Since I don't get a lot of views, I can just say it. I don't think that's going to change soon. It's kind of cool, I can say anything. If I had a fucking following, I'd have to watch my step. Never get to speak my mind. It's free speech for you. But the reality is that he's not dead. He wasn't shot. It was a fucking skit. These hologram shit. There's some evidence of that, but it doesn't really matter how they did it. They did it. And it was... See, it's getting clear what's going on. But you have to cut through the bullshit and don't get confused by the stupid little idiot people. Tug you in different directions. Freemasons run everything. So that club is where everything comes out of. Netanyahu's in it, Trump, everybody. So they all, sometimes they play roles where they don't like each other and shit, but they do things. Now you look at that fucking, what was that, the Snake Eyes movie from a few years ago? Somebody was, it's like Nicolas Cage, but it has all the fucking same, the guy's name was Jimmy Kirkland or something like that. It gets assassinated. It's not an accident. They're telling you what they're gonna do, and they do it. It's like theater. And now they have like technology to play with, and that's what they did with the, you know, the Jimmy Kirkland. What they're doing is they're getting everybody geared up for the turf war or the civil war that they want. And it doesn't matter whether they get it or not. They're gonna blow the fucking martial law whistle either way. And the fucking WHO didn't get their treaty signed, but they just fucking, oh my God. The UN just handed something in that's the same fucking thing as the WHO thing. And they did it like just this last week while the UN was having their meetings and shit, and while they were pretending like Trump's against them and everything. And they walked out on Netanyahu. That's all scheduled, man. That's part of the theater. I mean, maybe some of them are actually pissed at Netanyahu and they actually care about Palestinians, but not any fucking people in the government. All those motherfuckers care about is who's paying them and when the camera's on them. That's all they fucking care about. But the Freemasons are all that club stands above everything. You got all these fucking people. They showed the Iranian like government building or something. They showed the inside of it, and it was all Freemasonic. So even the Iranians are all. Everybody's in it. Everybody's in the club except for us. And they're not even fucking really hiding it that much with the hand signs, and they're being blatant about shit. And they blew it, I think, with the Jimmy Kirk fake thing, but and what you can see is that out of all the shots that people have of him getting shot, nobody has a clear shot where they can break it down and where you could actually see the fucking, you know, the neck. Because everybody's saying, oh, that's an exit wound, all this. No, it's not, dude. Something blew a ketchup packet that was in his shirt. Something bursted that shit. All those people around him, and that one guy with his arms crossed, those guys were like, they had like mechanical shit on. Either that or none of that shit, and it was just a hologram, and that's why you can't get the clear shot. And what they said, they had the fucking little booth set up, perfect size, and then the guy, if you look, the guy right after they ran off Jimmy Kirk, one of his dudes stands on top of the chair he was sitting on and takes down this black box that was above him, and what it was the hologram projector. So Jimmy Kirk was there at some point, and then they hologrammed him out. I mean, we don't. They get to play with it and use all the technology and figure out how they're going to do their little fucking screw the people show. But you got to remember, they have technology that like they've never had before. That's why they. I mean, look, this shit. I was watching so was it the SpaceX thing today? If you go to the comment section in that, everybody's saying, hey, what's up with the bullshit? Why don't they show us something fucking real? They're not fooling anybody. And usually it's a bunch of Star Trek knuckleheads that think it's real in the comments on the NASA or the SpaceX thing. And they have people in there, but nobody's. And when I looked at it, it was like, I even just commented too. I said, yeah, it's a nice cartoon. Is there anything really happening up there in the real space? Because we don't live in a cartoon, but you do when you go up there. What a joke. People believe it. And actually, people, you have to work so hard to believe it. You know, just with looking at it, it falls apart at the seams. But people, they just want to believe it, because if they're fucking lying about that shit, then everything's a lie, and then you have to start all over. So why not fucking do it? Running around with your fucking butthole around your neck, believe in a fucking fairy tale. See, and they're setting this all up so they can do the alien fucking bullshit. And you just know how it's going to be. All the fucking awake people are going to be laughing and fucking, and we're going to be thinking that they're fucking it up so bad that everybody can see what we see, and then we're going to, you know, then when you check the temperature of the people, they're believing it. That's what happens every time. Look with the fucking Chinese spy balloon was floating around. I was like, oh man, how are they gonna you know, how are they gonna deny the fact that satellites are carried by helium balloons when everybody can see that they are? Oh, but then, no, that wasn't a satellite. That was a spy balloon. That was a spy satellite from the Chinese. And then when it crashed, you could see had all that fucking Chinese writing on it. So you know it was ours. If it was made in China. I don't know who makes their shit. I don't know who makes ours. But I thought that was, you know, because what that was is they get those things in the jet stream up there, spinning around the helium, and they can keep them. They like, you know, they keep them up there for a while, and then they take them down, change the helium balloon and all that shit, redo it, and fucking send them back up. That's what orbiting is. Putting it in the jet stream in a helium fucking balloon. Nothing goes around the bottom of the earth, because there is no bottom of the earth. It's like when you see God's earth laid out, you see that there's fresh water under the oceans, and under us there's fresh water under everything. It's like a level of that. It's like one of the layers of God, you know, protection He made for us or whatever. And I'm starting, I shouldn't say it, but I will, because I'm kind of, you gotta speak your mind. But I'm leaning towards God, not the God all-knowing, always, you know, with the creator of all and all that. I'm starting to think maybe that's not the situation. I think maybe, laugh if you want, but I think the one who made this place was a giant with our genetics, and he made this place like you would make a fucking science project at home. He made a smaller version, and he made it self-sustainable. And I feel that guy, that giant, is probably dead or killed by the little people for some reason or something. But something, I mean, there's a lot happening we just don't know about. But it really doesn't make sense that there were giants and then the little people won the battle. I don't see that happening. A few giants could kill everybody, no matter what you had, depending on, I mean, if they're real, like 100 times the human size, it'd be a massacre. You could shoot them with guns for a while, something might get infected. But he'd just go to your hospital, pop the top off the hospital, grab all the fucking goods out of there. Or to have shin guards. Then you'd be fucked. I just don't see the little people winning that battle. Something must have, and something that big probably has a lifespan of thousands of years. That's what I've said for the longest time. There's giants. I mean, they killed one in Afghanistan. The military did, the Marines did. That was a crazy ass story. There were pictures of that fucking thing too. 6 fingers, 12 digits on his toes. 12 toes, 12 fingers. 6 and 6. Just like they say about the Nephilim giants. Could you imagine that? They fought that fucking thing and he was ripping people in half. Fuck, dude. And they finally killed him. They shooting his head. Finally killed him. And see, that's like, he was, they put him on a pallet when he was dead. That's where you saw the picture. He said, you know, he was like maybe 9 feet tall or something. But that's not giant. You know, that's, you could fight something that big. That's somebody's head, or is that a balloon? Looks like somebody's head. I was gonna do that fucking hike. I was gonna do it today. Just don't feel like it. It's something, and it wasn't there the other day. I was here the other day. I didn't see nothing with a head up there. Should I fuck the angle up? Looks like a fucking trash can. What the fuck is that? Wait a minute, I gotta see this shit. That thing was not there the other day. What the fuck is that, man? Son of a bitch, I'm gonna have to hike up there to fucking see it. Unless I'm gonna let it go. I don't see that. Fuck, man. Oh. And fuck. I gotta, it's not a balloon. Fuck, I'm gonna have to climb up there to see it. Because if somebody going up there to put that there, there might, we're expecting some type of technological show. Fuck it. Oh. I'm gonna have to climb up there. I'm gonna let things go. Because that thing was not there the other day. So that means somebody went up there and put it there. That means it has a purpose. And that ain't no fucking place to put a trash can. I wish I had my claws. Fuck. And that's not really a easy place to get to. And it wasn't there a few days ago. So it means it has a purpose. All this fresh. Somebody's doing. Fuck. It's not an easy place to get to. It's not that bad. But I mean, for somebody to bring something up there, that's difficult. Maybe it was dropped off with a helicopter. That's just too weird. I gotta have to get on the way back. I'll hit it up. See if I can find an easier way. Oh, I know. I think there is an easier way. That was weird too. When I was coming up, right at the beginning of the trail, there was a mountain bike like parked on the trail. And nobody around. Just sitting there. It's kind of, you know, when you see stuff like that in the hills, especially this trail that's closed, it's there on the way back. I'm gonna take it and turn it into the cops or something. Because if somebody got snatched up or something, that could be the link that leads back to that person, you know what I'm saying? There's so many kills you up here, you don't need the bike anymore. And if you come up here with a bike, leaving without it, well, it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially at the beginning, you know, at the bottom of the mountain. Bike didn't look damaged like somebody crashed or something. Just sitting there. I thought maybe they're taking a shit somewhere, but then when I went up the trail and looked back down, there's still nobody there. If it's there, I'll ride that fucker down, put it in my car, and take it to the police station. Oh shit, then they're gonna say, well, what are you doing up there? The trail's closed. No, fuck that. I don't have to answer that. Somebody else is up there. Look, there's a bike. Yeah, because you wouldn't leave a bike up here. It makes no fucking sense. Especially at the bottom, when you're almost down, you know. It's kind of weird. I'm no fucking detective, and I don't feel like finding a dead body. Before I started looking at whatever was on the mountain, I was talking about Charlie Kirk. You get the feeling that those motherfuckers, they like bringing cinema to life and doing that shit. Like the shooting, the fake Trump assassination, where they assassinated the other guy. You know, when you think about it, I was probably right about the guy that died. Connections to the fire department and living on the East Coast. Anybody with half a brain questions 9/11, so that's what I figured that was about. Because he was the only one that died, and so when only one person dies, you got to look at something like it was meant for him. So you got to say, okay, he might I don't, and you know, there's another thought too, is that he might have been a Mason because he was a fireman, career fireman, and he might have fucked up. You know, he told some secrets or some shit, or did something he wasn't supposed to do, because they take your head off or whatever. Or maybe that's why he got shot in the head. I hadn't thought about that. I thought it was just Mossad takeout, which it is either way. But you got, see, CIA, FBI, Mossad, you can slash Freemason right there. NASA slash Freemason. Congress Freemason. I mean, everybody's Freemason. And it's, see, now they're starting a rift between Netanyahu and Trump, and the anti-Semitism is already, you know, out of control here in the United States. And I think it's all working out. I think they did it all on purpose. You know, they need, I mean, even me, I mean, I've been programmed for years now to hate the enemy. And that above all is little hats. But at the top level of that is the secret societies. And that's where it's not, it's, even though it's a little hat theater, and it's mostly little hats up there, it's the Mason, because they have to have, see, that's why they went, that's why the Masons went local all over the world and put, you know, so having all the little neighborhoods and towns, because they needed the sheriffs and the police in those smaller communities to get by with their shit. So that's why you see a lot of cops are Masons, and they get catapulted to the 33rd degree because they're needed, not because they're, you know, they zoom you into position when they need you. So that's why senators, congressmen, presidents, all these fuckheads, they're all, you know, 33rd degree. If they need you, you're going to make that degree easy. I seen a video, like, they were it was Netanyahu talking to a bunch of knuckleheads, but he was being so honest. He was talking about fucking, so the war, he said, we're, you know, saying we're at war, and he said, and you know, he's saying the war is against, like, people like me. And, you know, they're calling people like me radical right wing. And then you have the left, Palestinian, Muslim, terrorist sympathizers. That's what they call them. But he was saying that, yeah, he was talking about we're at war. We need to go not just to, he said, not just on the internet and in the chat rooms. He said we need to go on attack with drones and shit. And he wasn't bullshitting, man. That shit is coming to our town, coming to a town near you. Now look. Come on, bears. Don't fuck with me today. Hoof, hoof. Last time that motherfucker was in a tree right there. I don't go down where I used to go anymore. I go over here. Look at these fucking trees. This just happens to be the motherfucking living room. It'd be fucking nice to see other people up here. I should get my fucking whistle out too. I guess I should just cut it off. I don't know if this is interesting or not. I don't give a fuck if it is. I always feel like I'm gonna run into this motherfucker. Maybe I'll leave the camera just... That works. I just see somebody coming around the fucking corner. I'm gonna cut this shit off. Alright, I'm gonna cut it off and turn it on if I see any big creatures or something. Peace out. Till the way down.